Hi everyone, this is Lara from Not Enough Knitting. Today I'm going to show you how you can create a neat edge on any of your knitting projects. It's really quite simple. And before we start, I just want to show you a few examples. So here is my Off to Grandma's poncho. And you can tell it has the moss stitch, or some people call it the double moss stitch, as an edge. So if I didn't use my method to create a neat edge, it would look quite bumpy along the sides. So if you look here, you can see how it has a really neat knit edge all the way along the edge of this poncho. Okay, and then another example I'm going to show you is one of my Afghans that I have. So this also has been designed with a neat edge. So it also has the same moss stitch or double moss as a border. And it also has this neat knit edge. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll try to get it close enough. A neat edge all the way along this border. And it's really quite simple to do, and it adds a lot to your final project. There are two basic rules that we use when adding these neat edges to any of our knitted garments. And to illustrate these two rules, I have created a small swatch here. I have a little square with moss stitch as edges and just stockinette stitch in the middle. And I will illustrate how we use these rules to create a nice knitted edge. The first step to adding neat edges to a project that doesn't have neat edges is to add 2 extra stitches to your cast on. You're going to add a stitch for the start of the row and 1 stitch for the end of the row. And you can use this on any project that's knit in rows. For example, it might be a blanket, a cardigan, or a scarf, or any other project that you are knitting the project in rows. There are 2 rules that we use for adding neat edges to any project. And the first rule I'm going to show you is how you work the right side row. So remember, we have 2 extra stitches, one at the start and one at the end. So for the right side row, the simple rule is to slip the first stitch knitwise, and then you're going to knit the last stitch. And you could also knit this last stitch through the back loop, which I do, but it's totally your preference. So I'm just going to show you on this little swatch that I have. So we're going to slip the first stitch knitwise, just like so. Okay, and then we're going to work our project in the manner that it's supposed to be worked. So for this, I have some double moss or moss stitch, 3 stitches. Then I have stockinette stitch. All the way to the last 4 stitches. Just going to knit there. Okay, just about there. Okay, now I'm at my moss stitch, so I'm going to do my moss, 3 stitches, and then I get to this last stitch. Okay, so here you can either knit this stitch or you can knit it through the back loop, which I like to knit through the back loop. So I'm going to knit that stitch through the back loop, like so. So that's how you do the right side row. You slip the first stitch, you knit or knit the last stitch through the back loop. Okay, so the second rule that we have is how you work the wrong side row. So again, we're going to work the first and the last stitch special. So the first stitch we're going to slip as well, but we're going to slip this stitch purlwise. And then the last stitch, we're just going to purl. So we're going to slip this stitch purlwise, like so, and slip it off. And then we're going to work our pattern in the way that we are supposed to. I'm on my stockinette stitch with the purls. And this is quite simple to do. You just have to remember which ways to slip the first stitch. Okay, and I'll get to the end of this row, do my moss, and the last stitch we're going to purl, like so. So for the wrong side row, the rule is to slip the first stitch purlwise and then to purl the last stitch. And as you can see, we're getting a nice knit edge along the side of this little swatch that I have. And this is the other edge. So one good way to remember how you slip the stitches is on the right side, you slip knitwise and then you knit the last stitch. Knit, knit. And then on the wrong side, we're going to slip the stitch purlwise and purl the last stitch. So purl and then purl. And that might help you remember when you are working on your projects. So good luck.